This is I understand for the average citizen, this is a lot of stuff on one sheet. This number right here, this percent to actual column, that's gonna go away.
Okay.
And all the colors will go away and it'll be numbers. But this was kind of like our working, hey, how are we doing versus the budget for our purposes right now. Showing the prior 2 years expenses and then where you're at and projecting, because when we present this theoretically, we don't really know November, December, you know, what our expenses are going to be. So we're trying to get realistically to that column, which is the estimate. So then you can look at 2 years worth of actuals, your estimate for this year, and then what you're asking for in the upcoming budget season.
Okay. Another suggestion. You're gonna take all those colors out.
Yes.
Okay, but still, to follow it across, what I used to do when I was working in an office was every second or third line, I would just make it up like a light gray, so your eyes can follow easier.
You can easily do that.
Okay. I mean, even when you have it in front of you, it's
On the,
easier.
oh, that's the summary. Oops, that's that. So, realistically, just by, you know, when you look at it, you're gonna see
Yeah, like that.
something that looks
Something that you can kind of follow across, even on the hard copy in front of you.
so it's kind of like that, where you can see.
Yes,
But again, this isn't in the presentation, you see it there, this is the hard copy.
right.
Got plenty of ink there, Madam Clerk?
You have plenty of what?
Ink and paper?
No, but, I just ordered a case, but I better order another one between election and budget.
And toner, please do so.
Yeah.
Well, we can have it, I mean, realistically, we can reach out and see what it would cost to have 75 copies of the stuff made somewhere.
That's true.
But nonetheless, so these were the big categorical things. I don't know. I was looking through this, and I don't know that this one, taking your comment from the last meeting, I don't know that there's anything other than a few less. Like this was a summarized version of our line items. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot the same as this one.
Mm-hmm.
And the revenue piece,
Except this one shows what we can, these are here no matter who the board is.
Yeah.
These are here. Yeah. These are the things we can control and we're trying to control. I think that this one's important.
I do too.
Even if it's just a summary, you take the individual line items out and you just show a line item that says fixed expenses, 780, variable expenses, 204.
so what my thought was is rather than having all of, well, it's not going to highlight this, but having the percentages and the dollar amounts in each one of these is essentially to say fixed expenses, and then we can list these like what they are, and then just a total amount of
I think that's great.
You mean you get rid of the percentage part?
the percentages and all the individual line amounts and whatever, and just say, hey, these 9 things equal
Yeah,
$781,000.
Yeah.
So number 10. Budget goals. That's what we came up with.
Well, the second one, allocate funding towards highway. We got the money borrowed. What we're trying to do is, we gotta finish paying for Tamarack Road, is what we're doing. That's what part of that 100,000 is. It's a $200,000 project, right?
Number 3, we accomplished.
This one.
Yeah, we accomplished that. We accomplished allocate funding and emergency management.
So that one, what we should do is expand. Because last year we had $5,000 in there. That was that one. So we're going to do 11, 3,
1, 2, and 4, you're gonna say, not just allocate, you're gonna say a different word?
So 2 would be allocate funding towards Tamarack Road and highway maintenance.
Oh, specific, okay.
Because that is, we already know that 410 is wrapped up into, number 3 we would pull out because we did that as part of last year's budget.
Well, in addition to Tamarack, you're not gonna list all 9, but you could say, and not Tamarack and 9 other roads.
Well, I mean, with the bubble that is missing in this one, I could put Tamarack paving, Pine, Zion, chip sealing. Because that was one of the things that, again, from our conversation 2 meetings ago, people, I don't think completely were either misinformed or misunderstood that we weren't repaving the town in 5 years. So. Okay. This is gonna be gone. This whole ARPA thing.
Yeah, I'm so sick of hearing about ARPA, and I don't wanna hear the words again. The Bobcat thing, I don't wanna hear about that again.
You know, I got an email today. It's technically called the SLRF funding, the state and local fiscal recovery funding, like the actual one. And I got the email, and I literally looked for my computer. So you and I are all paddling the same boat there, boys. So on the revenue side of things, we're gonna have a property tax request, right? $145,000. We don't have an increased state shared revenue anymore. The reimbursement for the tornado is gone. Interest through increased investment, we can put something different there, but
Remember who that show, 60.
Yeah, sorry, multitasking here. That person. How dare I, right?
Expenses, I can simply update this page to reflect budget, kind of the same idea.
People need an explanation of what in the Sam Hill happened with all this tree business. So
I'm gonna give that to you.
that's fine, it's just not a big deal, but they need to know what in the world happened. You know, what I don't like about that is people accusing me of having Northwest schedule work to be done on Saturday and Sunday at midnight.
Now, I think, how many slides are related to this? I don't know that we need these slides again this year, do we?
One thing we could, so 14 through 17.
You okay with taking those out?
Yeah.
14 through 17, what we could do is put in a slide that says 5-year road goals, whatever you want to call it, and put in from our 5-year road maintenance plan. 24 would be these.
Makes sense.
And not in the spreadsheet format we looked at, but like
Makes sense.
list the road again, chip seal, Tamarack, this, update that kind of stuff, and kind of peruse through. So grant opportunities, I can put in kind of a similar thing here. I was not successful in getting ARIP funding, well, we didn't get TRIS funding for Island at the fall of 23, we didn't get ARIP funding for Thayer in the spring, we reapplied for Thayer through ARIP. We've got the LRIP funding for Tamarack, which we're planning on doing next year, and TRIS funding applications in 25 for potential 26 construction.
Yeah, well, we speak to WTA, Jewel, and we'll be working with them on, what is it, LRIP?
Have they performed like they told us they would for us so far?
Well, we only did one project.
We did one. I'll give them that.
You were underwhelmed with them? Were you whelmed or underwhelmed?
I was whelmed.
Well,
I was whelmed.
Back to, speaking to people at that conference, they sure as hell talk high about them. Let's see if it comes through. And by the way, Winker told me that we'd be here on that by the 1st of December. 101 million available in the grant. Guess how much money's worth applied? 503 million. So
500 what?
3 million.
okay, now,
So there's 101 million in the grant.
You're not
Funding
talking
for
just
police, agriculture.
Throughout,
But the amount of jurisdictions that applied, total 503 million, if everybody's had.
Brewer last year.
Oh.
This is their second attempt.
Oh.
And they came back with the Mets and
Regardless of what
helped
this
beat the
is.
Brewers this year. And they were booing them.
Jewel,
He says, after all the series was over.
previous thing, whatever, you know,
That
that
done for them,
it's
and
got,
says,
they help
Major state
jurisdictions
should
with
press out, let's go to the city and
or
Milwaukee.
11 or 13, or why not try it?
That probably never plays here. For the visiting
do
team.
we apply early enough for those?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
There's a deadline. You either make it or you don't.
oh,
It's not like if you go in early, you get priority.
right, but it's not like we're like sweeping through. Okay.
And those grant applications fall on you? Complete, submit?
Well, they
Or
fall
this-
on us, but we hired, at a meeting, we said we do 3, and we only did 1. Boy, if we did just that one road, there over here.
You hired a third party to help us write them that have a good reputation for writing bids or grants that get awarded.
And this, you know, whether it happens or not, no one involved, but when we went, what was it? He got 11 of 13. 11 of 13. Well, why not try the guy? Anyway,
It's like a $460,000 project, and they only have to pay 10% of it. So
yeah, we would
that
have to pay
rate,
10%, but I'll pay
it's a
10%.
huge jump off of it.
This is an important slide.
And that obviously. Um, 19. This is back to the same tax bill thing.
Was this, is that the first time it's shown or the
No,
second time?
this is actually the third time.
Do we need to show it a third time?
I probably don't need to show the skinny guy. I can just do this. This was like literally copy and pasted out of Jefferson County, and then I zoomed in and took all the stuff off the top so that you could actually see that part. And then when you get all the way back down through all of this, this was mill rate, dollar amount increase per value.
And I know why we
then-
showed it 3 times, so they say repeat something 5 times for somebody to really hear it. So maybe we do need to just leave it in there and.
potentially pull
That very first one.
the.
Just to reemphasize it, and not spend a lot of time on it.
You don't need me in my leadership. I'm gonna be in meetings all day.
So this was a lot of words, but we can take out the term example thing in here. That really doesn't have any bearing because this year we didn't do it. Last year we did the whole 250, 500, a million, 5, 2, 5, 10 thing, or 5, 10, 20.
obviously paragraph 2 has to be updated.
I must be getting tired, I saw the word marginalized and I saw the margarita.
I just get thirsty. We can take out 22 and 23. 22, 23. See, we are cutting this down here. So, next steps in the approval process, I think this is a critical, and if we can figure out what color paper we're going to use, that would be super cool, because I'll actually just put a box around it.
Are we going this year to, if the first one is turned down, we have another one ready to go, so we only have to have that meeting, not a second meeting?
Yeah, we gotta do that.
The resolution, the town, the funny thing is between last year and this year, the WTA has got a mild mountain, a little bunny jump anyways, of information for towns to request exceedance in their tax levy, where last year there was like 1 or 2 legal opinions, now they've got like 10 different sample documents that you can use, so it is absolutely evident that every town across this entire state is up against a whole similar scenario of what we're talking about. So they have a draft resolution where if the first vote would still be whether or not to exceed the levy by 145,000, right? The resolution to adopt the tax levy has an if-then type of phraseology, where if the levy is exceeded, this then becomes the levy that's adopted. If it is voted down, this then becomes the levy that is adopted. So it's like a 2-paragraph. It states all of it the same way, but you essentially have a resolution that says, if preceded by a yay, this is the amount. If not preceded by a yay, this is the default amount.
Good.
Which is gonna. Now, the only thing that would have to happen after that, similar to last year, we had the meeting after the budget hearing, and we talked about when to schedule the next budget meeting, because we didn't have the budget correlated, right? What we have to be prepared with is essentially 2 different budgets. If we're gonna adopt the budget after that meeting, which doesn't have to be done directly after that meeting. It could be done at a subsequent meeting.
Well, we're trying to avoid the subsequent meeting, right?
No, like the December, once the levy is
Oh,
adopted.
at the December monthly meeting, gotcha.
Right?
Yep, gotcha, okay.
Once the levy is adopted, whichever levy it is, right? If it's the lower amount, we need to figure out where we're gonna fill the hole of $145,000. Are we gonna take 25 grand out of tree service? Are we gonna take 75 out of tree service and emergency management and make that number 65? Or where are we coming up with the 65? If we're gonna issue debt service in January of 25 to fill the hole, what's the payment? It doesn't really matter for the budget that's adopted, but because it's gonna be 26, it would be a source of revenue in that 25 budget, but it isn't gonna be an additional source of expense in the 25 budget.
Right.
So we either have to be prepared, or we're gonna have, we're doing this meeting November 14, so we could theoretically, if the levy's approved, we've got plenty of time to get all the stuff to the county these last 2 weeks of the year. We just may need to have a quote special town board meeting to adopt the budget like the 20th of November on this.
So it couldn't wait till the December monthly meeting, it has to happen by the end of November, right?
No, because the levy is still gonna be. The levy is still gonna be adopted November 14th, which is what Michelle would need to get to the county. So the budget would have to be approved parliamentary by the end of December.
So we could do that part of it at our December meeting.
I believe so.
Yeah, but we could.
We'll figure it out.
The 3 of us can get together.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Special board meeting.
But that would be the third wheel to that whole thing,
Right.
Is the public hearing / levy request presentation / levy adoption.
Next.
Yes vote, no vote, no vote. Same kind of thing. And looks like that. So.
So what's your calendars look like for that,
Before
for
we
next
go
week?
to that, this what you just went through from last year, Josh, is that what you guys were saying that Laura didn't hand out?
No. She didn't hand out the spreadsheet that we've been playing with for the last 4 weeks.
Okay.
And we didn't know it until there was nothing there for anybody.
Okay, there are a bunch of slides in here that I would like to review, just because I would like to learn it better in my mind. Is that something I can get a hold of?
When we did our public when we did the notice that we adopted the request to exceed, this document was put on the city town's website.
Okay.
The entire presentation?
Okay.
Like a week before, I want to say.
Okay, now I have something.
In the news and notice section.
In a nutshell, it comes down to we need that money to get Tamarack done, then we gotta grant some money for the grant, it needs to be done. Because, well, we want to expect you to grant money.
I'm gonna devil's advocate you. That would come off of what the debt service would be. Because that's part of that 410 at the top of our.
So if we got the $40,000 grant, that would have to be put back towards the debt service? Just extra payment on the debt, is that?
So this 145 we're short, the revenue, we're borrowing to pay Tamarack.
Correct.
Which is separate from the levy exceedance. So if we say we're not gonna pay Tamarack, right, we got no borrowing next year, and then we go down here, and we say we're not doing any road work next year, that number is still $145,000 in the hole. One of the biggest shortfalls of this entire thing is the fact that we've got $100,000 more fire and EMS costs than we did 2 years ago. Okay, so let's play the game again. We're gonna go back through here, and we're gonna say we're gonna take $100,000 out for the trees. Okay, that goes to 45 grand. We're still 45 grand in the hole to operate this town. No roads, no trees. We're 45 grand in the hole.
What made the EMS go up?
Contract, yeah.
Costs have just skyrocketed, and the prior contract was a 10-year contract.
And one of the other
So
things is that
cost during that 10-year just skyrocketed.
Oh.
the 10-year contract, when the village, when this whole mess started, the fire district dissolved, and the village created a fire and EMS department. The town chose eventually December 20-something of that year to contract with the village for service. It was right up against the wire. That 10-year contract, when the village drafted it, did not include the town paying for any capital costs whatsoever. It was operations and maintenance of providing service to the town. Buildings, ambulances, fire trucks, turnout gear, all of the stuff that is a capital expense was excluded from the cost of providing service to the town. And after the village, I think shortly 2 years into it, realized what was going on, when they redrafted the new current contract, it includes an overall operational cost, including cost of replacement capital, as a prorated share over the term of the equipment. And that cost was then divided in a formula between number of population and appraised value or assessed value of the communities.
Call breakdown and appraised value.
No.
And we got a percentage of what it takes to run the entire thing was split between a amortization percentage type of thing, of who's what and whatever. And in that, they distinct years cost for the town. And it was written out in the contract that 2023 was gonna be $220,000. 2024 was gonna be 241, and 2025 was 250.
Instead of being fixed price for 10 years, it's variable now based on factors.
And those amounts were rock solid. They were an increase, not rock solid as in statement, but a rock solid cost that the town could see in December of 2022 what December of 2025's year-end cost was.
I'm just gonna throw something out there too. It's unbelievable what has happened. Literally, here in different departments, my Aflac being around Sound Insurance, all these employees, municipal places, the amount of turnout gear has gone up 100%. All these different things I'm hearing about. How relevant. If you're an EMT firefighter, you make $72,000 a year.
That's what my number was.
If you're a paramedic firefighter,
600.
it's 84, 86,000.
$0,000 makes that.
It's 30,000 more than we do a year. So minority disability insurance, that's what you make, so it's like what you do. You know, it's unbelievable. Okay, any more tonight? I do wanna say something after the meeting.
I made a motion.
We gotta set another. Unfortunately.
I'm gonna have a little procedure on the 24th, and I won't be walking very good.
And I'm not available the 22nd or 23rd, so Monday the 21st.
No, I haven't really. Why don't, can we do like let's get info back from the bank and
Yes.
and have Michelle reach out on availability after.
Let's get all the ducks in a row, and then let's get.
We have, again, we have to have this meeting before the 28th, or by the 28th.
And I've already scheduled a public test at 4 p.m. for voting.
Oh, that's your public test.
That's, yeah.
So disappointed.
No, it's nothing, it's nothing for, I can come the 24th. Okay, I'm just saying we can have one up here. So I mean, I can come the 24th, but I'm just saying that sometime later, because this starts at 11:30. So
I would have to be the 20th, it's a Friday, I understand that.
I'll be around.
Would have to do the 25th. Because the 24th,
It has to be done by the 28th, you better pick the 25th.
Well, you're not talking at night, are you? I may be gone that week.
Where's the calendar? It's gotta be done.
Well, I mean, there's so little left to do if it's just you two. If I am out of town, it's just you two. There's so little left to get done, right?
years in a row.
We've agreed basically on everything.
I didn't miss.
No, this is Sunday the 28th of October, 2023, or I was
Okay, okay, both, I'm available on 25th, 6th, 7th, you gotta have done by the 28th. If he can't be here, it's just,
Well, the
take a
I mean,
vote on whatever we're doing. And
are you okay for the, or you can or cannot on the 24th?
I'm either gonna be in Deerfield or the gym in Palmyra.
Are you off Friday?
Well, I don't want you to have to do it.
He's probably got a whole bunch of time to use it.
I got, I think, 108 days ready.
Days, hours?
Oh, that's 2.5 weeks, for God's sake.
That's 108 days.
Even if you take a half a day.
I don't get 108 days, I'm a municipal employee.
I didn't know if you bank it over a number of years and you
Yeah.
can carry it
Roll
over.
forward.
Luckily,
Calendar
some
year.
places let you do that, man.
Yeah.
We talk like 10 a.m. on the 25th.
Write that down, Michelle, please.
Prior 10, something like that. That would get me out on by noon if I am out of town.
What's happening?
No.
See what's going on.
Why? Oh, on your toe.
It's coming off,
Oh.
not my whole toe.
What's coming off?
Shut the camp, let's do some adjournment.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Motion's made to adjourn, I'm seconding it, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. And if you wanna shut the camera off, I wanna say something, not fucking sound. Please, Michelle, please.
Josh, before you do that though, I wanted to say that I think